Anyways, onward. Spoiler-free version of Dan to Dan.
I've never been to a maid cafe before, but I imagine it would go something like this.
Probably not, Greg. Unless,
Are you
yeah,
sure?
100% of them. It would go like this for me. My glasses would fog up and I'd be like, talk to women. And then
Maybe someday.
we'll find out, Greg. We're going next year.
Let's do it.
Let's
Aim
go
for
to
the
the
bushes.
beach, Greg.
And then stab me while we sing a song together.
I'm not going to stab you, Greg. I would never.
You should. Just
end
do
me,
it.
please. All right. By the way, I fucking love Dan to Dan. This whole episode, I'm literally taking screenshots and I'm like, I love this show so much. I love this show. It's so good.
Let's see how good it is with episode 7 of Dan to Dan. Muko, Miko, and Okarun are sitting at the booth, and Momo is trying to greet them with her trainer, but she doesn't use normal, nice maid language and gets scolded for it. Muko and Miko are living it up and making Momo do all the maid cafe things, and she's not putting any chutzpah behind any of it. And then they all take a group pic of the heart to the chest, moi moi, kyun, make your shit tastier standard maid cafe move. They leave, and Momo is like, man, fuck you guys. And they take Okarun, but he's like, wait, I'll stay here. And they're like, yeah, man, get it. And slip their group pic in his pocket. Okarun is like, sorry to barge in on your work. And Momo is like, yeah, man, don't come here again. And then he asks when she's off, and she says 10 o'clock. And he said he'll wait until her shift is over. And she's like, nah. But then he said it's dangerous for a girl to walk home so late alone. But she says she's tough. And Okarun is like, oh, well, okay. And leaves. And Momo reluctantly watches him walk into the distance.
These two, I mean, they're also Hikaruing and Yoshikiing all over the place because they have no idea what to do with their emotions because they do want to hang out with each other. She is at work. She has a responsibility to like learn her job. She also doesn't want Okarun to like wait on her hand and foot and like she's like, I'm a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. I'll use these spirit fists to fucking punch everybody in half.
She has, and she will do it again.
Will.
Cuts to inside, and it's only 5:25, and Momo gets to work serving different customers and continuously passing the clock to check the time. And it shows the clock again, and it's only been about 30 minutes, and it's 5:53, and Momo is hating every second of it. It finally hits 10 o'clock, and Momo leaves, and they said she did a great job and want her to come back. She walks out and looks to the left, looks to the right, expecting to see Okarun. But he isn't there, and she's sad, and she starts walking home. But Okarun comes running up, and she's like, oh shit, I thought you went home. And he said he can't let a lady walk home alone this late at night, and he has the picture from before, and he goes to grab her hand, but he stops, and is like, damn, it's cold, and turns around. Momo then grabs his hand, and is like, well, since it's cold, and Okarun is like, oh shit. Shit.
This is literally the cutest shit I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's good. I mean, Okarun's a good guy. I do the same thing. It's like, dude, you can't let a lady walk home that late at night. It's just, that's not the right thing
also,
to do.
Society, get your shit together. Let women feel safe, please. That'd be pretty fucking cool.
Cuts to the house, and Gigi is working on his training, and Manjiro is trying to push him as Aira is drinking a boba like fucking sideways. She's laying down and drinking it
Aira
horizontally.
Is great. She's so great. She's such an idiot. I love her.
She loves
I
Okarun.
know she does. So, I mean, accidentally though, really. I mean, like, she doesn't really love Okarun.
Oh.
Okay, thanks, Greg.
Seiko is like, okay, Manjiro, get some hot water ready. We're going to try this shit out with some soy sauce. And Gigi is like, oh shit, isn't it too soon? And Seiko says, visualize as if steam is coming out of your body and believe in yourself. Seiko holds her cigarette up to him, and it seems like the smoke is moving as she expects. And she drips the soy sauce, and Gigi's hand starts to change, but he's resisting, and he succeeds. And Manjiro is like, holy shit. And Seiko says he may be barely able to handle room temperature liquids, but cold ones will still probably fuck him up. Momo and Okarun get home, and Seiko is like, it's late as fuck. And Momo is like, I was at work. And then Gigi is like, Momo, guess what? And Ida is like, what were you fucks doing? And then Gigi and Ida run into each other, and her boba explodes all over Gigi, and they all throw hot water, but Evil Eye is onto them, and he uses his house shield to stop the water and traps Momo's arms, and she's stuck inside the prison. Okaroon is like, hey, yo, fucker, fight me, and transforms. And Seiko tries to break the prison, but can't. And Evil Eye grabs Momo's shirt and rips it. But she uses her psychic hands to pin him, but then he shrinks the size of the prison so he can get closer and starts to choke Momo.
Okay, real quick. I think that Evil Eye is just kind of dumb because he like goes to grab the clothes to like pull her closer to him punching her because it's all in one motion. But he's just like, grabbing something, and then to go to punch, and then he rips her clothes, but that's total fan service, and I'm kind of annoyed with it.
You have to remember he is a kid, so he's not doing this because he's like, hey, yo, let me see that body.
He is trying to just get closer as fast as possible.
A child with the strength of 10,000 men, so he doesn't know his own
he just wants
child
to murder.
strength.
He's just so mad.
But Momo had hot water in her mouth from before, and Gigi turns back after she spits it onto him when he got closer. Gigi realizes what he did and apologizes, but Okaroon throws him back and checks on Momo. And Seiko gives Gigi a towel and tells him it isn't his fault, but he sees her hand and it's all burned from trying to break the barrier. And then he sees Okaroon and Momo together. So now Gigi is feeling really down in the dumps because he's hurting everyone around him because of Evil Eye. Cuts to Momo and Ira at night. And she apologizes for the boba thing. And Momo is like, it's fine, just go to sleep. Cuts to Okaroon and Gigi in their room, and they're both still awake, but not saying anything. And Okaroon clenches his fist as if he's thinking that he needs to get stronger.
This is so sad. Gigi's so fucking depressed, and he's just like, dude, I am fucking everything up, and like, I almost hurt Momo, and like, when Okaroon pushed me away, that didn't feel good. Like, I'm fucking stressed. I'm gonna go run into the fucking wilderness.
Yeah, it sucks because you want to kind of have what you had before, hanging out with your friends, but you can't because you run the risk of fucking killing all of them.
At any point in time, you're a literal nuke. You're just like, well, I guess I'll just ruin everything and just stay in this house forever.
But it cuts to the milk farm, and Peeny Weeny is just shoveling hay. And someone says he has a visitor. And the visitor is Okaroon. And he's like, holy shit, why do you look like a normal person? And starts geeking out about aliens blending into normal human society. But then is like, I want you to make me your apprentice and show me how to throw a punch. Mantis Shrimp is like, no way. And Okaroon is like, wait, why? And he says, violence is bad. Oh, by the way, can you help me carry all these fucking rectangle fucking box things? And Okaroon does, but he gets tired and Mantis is like, no time for rest. And Okaroon is like, after this, can I be your apprentice? And he's like, hell no. This just kind of reminded me of like Karate Kid, wax
100%.
on, wax off sort of stuff. That's probably what Okaroon was thinking, but Mantis Shrimp was like, nah, dude, this guy's just helping me work.
I just needed some help, thanks.
Okaroon makes it home and he's like, I'm not giving up. I'll learn to throw a punch tomorrow. He walks in and Seiko is like, man, why are you late? You got a job too. And he's like, yeah. And she's like, hurry and eat. I can't do the dishes until you're done. And Okaroon and Gigi have an awkward stare off, and it seems they aren't talking to each other, and Seiko notices. It's tough because it's not really like Gigi's fault, and I don't necessarily think that Okaroon is blaming Gigi for hurting Momo.
It's definitely what it feels like because they're both fucking up like their social interactions because they're kids.
Yeah, I think that's more what it is. They both realize that shit's fucked up and neither of us really know what to do. So instead of talking about it, we're just going to awkwardly
I'm going to go get stronger so that I can possibly help Gigi. Gigi's like, I need to fucking figure out how to suppress this, or I don't know. I don't even get to have friends anymore. Like, these people hate me because I hurt them.
And it sucks because for Gigi, it's like, okay, do I kill my friends or do I kill Evil Eye? That's kind of like, I think, the crossroads he's at a little bit. Seiko and Manjuro are outside, and Manjuro is saying that they reached their limit, and the only reason they survived was because of Momo's quick thinking, and that trick won't work again. And it's crazy to be living with an evil spirit in the first place, and they should call the Hayashi performers, and if she doesn't want to do the ritual, then he will. Seiko says, as an adult, you want to burden yourself with all the kids' problems so you can tell them to do whatever they like. But then Manjuro says it's the responsibility of an adult to show them reality as well. And he says he likes Gigi's spirit too, but what's impossible is impossible, and then walks inside. And they both have points. That's why this is such a good interaction. And that's why I say like these little details in terms of like the conversation and how they're framing the scene and everything is just, this is what separates Dan to Dan from Kaiju in my opinion. They kind of had this same thing with Isao saying like, I was a shitty dad and the last thing I can do is kill Kaiju number 9 so my daughter could live in a world without crazy fucking Kaiju. But it didn't hit as hard as this for me with the Seiko and Manjuro conversation.
I think we have a common enemy right now. The enemy is not one of us. That is also, I think, where Kaiju has the issue. Like, if we were in the situation where I assume there's going to be a season where Kaiju number 8 goes crazy and they got to figure out how to stop him without killing their friend. Like, that's going to be a harder hitting season than two guys shooting ice guns in the wilderness.
But it cuts to Okarun reading a Hajime no Ippo manga. It's not called that.
But it's so fucking good. I mean, we all know what it was. That was great.
Trying to learn how to punch, and Turbo Granny walks out and is like, what the hell are you doing? You look lame as fuck. And he's like, I want to get stronger. Turbo Granny is like, why do you want to get stronger? Is there someone you want to kill? And Okarun says he's been pissed for a while and he wants to fuck up Evil Eye. And Turbo Granny is like, do you want to throw punches or do you want to become stronger? And Okarun says, I want to punch so I can become stronger. And she says, that's not right. Even if you could punch, that doesn't make you strong. And he's stronger than you and just as fast, even with my powers. And she's like, whose power do you think you're using? And she's like, do you want to throw punches or do you want to be stronger? Okarun says he wants to be stronger. And she's like, then follow me. And they walk off for Turbo Granny to train Okarun. But Aira is sneaking and follows them. I like that interaction because, you know, in Okarun's kid brain, he thinks that like, if I just punch stuff like really hard, that will be enough. But in Turbo Granny's wisdom, she's like, just punching stuff super strong doesn't make you stronger. And basically, she's just saying you need to learn to control your power and play into your strengths versus trying to learn a new, I guess, quote unquote, skill here that you perceive will make you stronger.
And she's 100% right, obviously. The wisdom will always trump the strength there. I love this scene as well, just because we get to see Turbo Granny actually giving a shit about the kids for a minute. She's like, well, if you're using my power, I better make sure you use it right so you're not fucking embarrassing me. So I'm going to teach you how to be a normal adult. Because Granny probably remembers at some point when she was human, like some sort of her life, and she was a spirit that was trying to save these women and help them. And so it's not like Turbo Granny was evil.
I mean, she did say she was going to kill
him. Yeah, but
so.
I also think that she was like the same as Hikaru, like corrupted by 150 years of living in a tunnel. Kind of sucks when you have all these girls coming by killing themselves and you're just trying to help, or murdered or whatever.
They get to the school and Turbo Granny hops the fence and Okarun is like, man, I'm going to get in trouble. And then Aira is like, hey, what are you guys doing? And he's like, oh, shit. Keep this a secret. But she goes in and follows them. And Turbo Granny is like, fucking get out of here, you fuck. But then she transforms into acrobatic Silky and they start yelling at each other. And Okarun is like, fucking both of you shut up.
You're being too loud. We're going to get in trouble.
They go into the school and it is 1:52 a.m. And Aira is like, man, you should have told me you wanted to get stronger because I want to get stronger. They go into the music room and Turbo Granny tells Okarun to jump to the notes that she plays. And she's like, this is your combat rhythm. And then she says, this is Evil Eye's combat rhythm. And she plays the notes twice as fast. And the time it takes Okarun to jump and land, Evil Eye will have taken 4 actions to his 1. Okaroon is like, holy shit, he's fucking way faster than you, Turbo Granny. And she's like, fuck no, he's not. I'm a billion times faster than that fool. I'm talking about technique. She then starts a metronome and says it's basically how many actions can you fit into one beat. And what's important is how many times you can switch actions in combat. And she says even Acrobatic Silky can do 4 moves in one beat. And Evil Eye, it's 4 moves. But if you add the Cursed House Attack and the Soccer Ball, it's 10 moves. And Okaroon has 2. She plays the piano, but then haunted composers start coming out of the pictures.
It's literally
on
haunted
the walls.
Beethoven, dude. I love this shit.
And Turbo Granny is like, oh, here they are. And then the episode ends.
So, okay, all the metronome thing doesn't have much to do with music. It's just the way that Granny's explaining how Okaroon should be thinking about fighting. Okaroon is like purely on instinct because he doesn't understand how to fight something. He understands how to do a push-up nowadays, and like how to run fast. And like everything purely on instinct of like how to fight for Evil Eye. He instinctually wants to survive and destroy. And Okaroon's not thinking like that. The metronome equation doesn't really mean much towards the music part. I mean, you could talk about how it kind of equates to, I see where they were thinking, because like you don't just like play a beat. You play like a beat and then the guitar and you have the harmony and the melody. There's so much going on to create a symphony or an orchestra. Okaroon is just honking his horn every second. That's all.
Okay, so I'm Okaroon, you're Turbo Granny. I still am like, well, I'll just kind of shake my maraca once a beat.
That's not at all what's happening. It's technique, Greg. You got to learn the tech, bro.
I felt like it was more like fighting games. I'm just like, oh, so you're telling me that Evil Eye with his soccer ball mix up and his house, like he can take his turn back?
Evil Eye is Akuma and Okaroon is playing Zangief right now.
That's how I feel like this is, because like I can't play Akuma because I'm like, man, his demon kick and his flips and he's going on different sides. I'm like, my brain can't handle that.
I'm gonna hit these 3 punch buttons and lariat when he jumps in the air.
Yep.
Got him.
As long as I can get close to him, I just have to hit like SBD
and he's
3
fucking
times
dead.
and I win.
Literally, I just have to SPD. SPD, for those not in the fighting game, it is spinning pile driver. This 360 fucking throw. Anyways, when they started getting into the music stuff, it was cool. I'm excited for the next episode where they actually do musical things and honk their horns and stuff.
Hopefully you can explain it to me a little bit more, because like, yeah, I have watched the next episode and they do have music stuff. And at the end, I think Okaroon figures it out, but I don't understand how or why he figured it out or what happened. So I'm hoping someone with more music aptitudes, such as yourself, can explain to me what happened. All I know was like, oh, I guess Okaroon fucked everyone up and we're good to go.
Thanks. Spoiler alert, Greg. I didn't assume Okaroon was dying this episode. I think that like the way I explained it, where you have the harmonies, is going to be the best way that I'll be able to explain it, but we'll see. Check us out on Spotify. Check us out live on Twitch, twitch.tv/DJ Montague, Spotify, the Anime Book Club podcast, and pretty much everywhere else. If you search on YouTube, you can find us as well for the episodes. And on Apple.
Look at the website too. theanimebookclub.com is the website. So you could look at our faces on the website if you don't want to look at them live with the video feed from Spotify.
Buddy.
You could just stare at them.
And yeah.
Print them out.
Thank you guys so much. That'd be really cool if we had posters. Greg, you want to make posters? Yeah, someday. Anyways, friends, thank you guys again so much for hanging out with us today. The moral of the story is trust in yourself. Do the best you can. The outside world is usually, in most situations, going to be against you in your own mind. The only thing you can control is you. So be a better you every day. Don't hold on to anger. It doesn't help. Unless you end up getting mad during fighting games and it makes you play better, then sure, get a little bit angry, but don't let it consume you. I appreciate you, friends. Thank you guys so much. Greg, tell them what time it is.
It's time to just say goodbye. So I will say goodbye.
Bye. Thank you, friends, for checking out the Anime Book Club podcast. We hope you enjoyed the episode.
And if you don't want to miss the next one, follow us on the socials where we announce new episodes, content, and other cool stuff. You can also check out our anime list with our rankings and follow along with what we're currently watching and what we have watched in the past.
All the links are in the description. See you in the next one. Bye!